who are like capturing people and collecting ransoms and all of that in and out of that place go after them. You know, the guy that is in charge of the vigilante himself is a known cultist, right? And a criminal. Yeah. So he is believed to be capable of understanding the hideouts of, petty criminals, and they've given them guns to go after any known criminal, put it that way, in Anambra State to clean the state of all kinds of criminals. Like they have them in Imo State under Hopeless Uzodimba. What's the Hopeless Uzodimba's strike force, especially the ones that are linked to the Tiger base in Owerri? What they ended up doing is to target those they considered as, political opponents or the thugs of their political opponents. If they can't get them picked up, arrested that way, dehumanized and locked up, they get them killed, straight up shoot them and kill them. Now they have to call them is to say, oh, they are IPOB. And a lot of people have lost their lives in their hands in Imo State. So I hope Soludo's vigilante, they will not resort to the jungle justice that are known, that is kind of known with this kind of arrangement. It's going to happen. It's unavoidable because, it's Nigeria. You get what I mean? Until when something is going to happen and they will disband them. Sometimes the guy who is the head of the vigilante and some of his boys, they will be accused of something later when they want to discard them after using them. So it is just like catch-22. It just never ends, kind of, But let's leave that. Congratulations to this community in Enugu who are celebrating the return of Ekweremadu's wife. See, a few years back, I think it was about 3 years or 4 years ago, Ekweremadu, Senator Ekweremadu, Ike Ekweremadu, and his wife, they were both convicted for human trafficking as well as organ trafficking in the UK. But the wife has been released, and I think Ekweremadu will be due for release in 2028 or thereabouts, another 3 years or so. So the communities in Enugu, where this former golden son of Enugu came from, Eke Ekweremadu. Was Ekweremadu not a deputy governor in Enugu at some point? Was he the deputy governor to Chimaroke Nnamani? I can't remember. Because I remember that this other guy from Abia, that one is Yinaya Abaribe, who is also a senator, used to be the deputy governor to ex-convict Oji Uzokalu. So in my head, I always believed that Ekweremadu was a deputy governor, then he became a senator, and then he became a deputy senate president. He's one of the most powerful guys from the eastern part of Nigeria politically at some point. But things didn't go well. So let me give you the backstory. Ike Ekweremadu and then his wife, they have a daughter. And this daughter was suffering from heart problem, like heart disease or thereabouts. So they needed to give her heart replacement or so. So they did not, even though the girl lives in the UK, their daughter. Now, they did not go through the right channel by putting her on the list of those who needs this transplant. But it's kidney disease. So they didn't put her on the list. Rather, they decided that they would look for a donor. Now, normally, a donor in this part of the world, if you want to have a donor, that donor must be a member of your family. And they must give you the kidney free of charge. You can't buy it. You can't buy body parts. You can't buy organ in the UK. Or I don't know, Ekweremadu was supposed to be a lawyer. But what did they do? They went on to go and look for a boy. Not a single member of their family was willing to give a kidney to Ekweremadu's daughter, right? So they found a young boy, a very poor boy from a poor home, right? And they approached his mother by promising the mother that they will send the boy to school. They paid the mom. I think they paid the mom 1.5 million or something like that, right? With the promise that if the boy can give his kidney to save their daughter. Another thing is that they did not even carry out this normal test that you have to test if this person's kidney is compatible with the recipient, the donor and the recipient. They didn't do any of that. Okay. And they just got the visa for the boy by claiming that the boy was a member of their family. And then they shipped the boy down to the UK. It was when they were doing the test, running the test on the boy here in the UK, that they started questioning him, that is he aware what they are coming here to do? That he's coming here to do, that he's coming to give his kidney. And the boy was acting strange, like he didn't know. They also asked him if he is aware that he is going to be on medication for the rest of his life after giving his kidney. The guy was acting strange. He didn't know. There was no plan for the medical support for the young boy after the donation. I mean, after donating his kidney, there was no plan, no nothing per se. It was just for him to come. They will take his kidney and they will return him back to Nigeria. So the doctors here now said, well, he's not really compatible with the girl. So immediately they realized that the boy is incompatible. So they returned him back to the flat in London. And guess what? They started maltreating him. He's now useless to them, right? So what did the boy do? Right? The boy approached the police to go and report himself. Told them why he came to the UK, and then who brought him to the UK, and what they have now been doing to him and telling him, I mean, you know, it was like, we are going to have to return him back to Nigeria. He's useless to us now. Meanwhile, they promised that they were going to kind of treat him like a son to the mother. This is the story. Even though Nigerians have developed their own different stories by saying the boy is only acting clever by half. They said he is aware. They said they paid him so much money, but they didn't pay him any real money. Imagine somebody taking your kidney for less than 1,000 pounds, like 800 pounds for your kidney. And you are going to be on dialysis for the rest of your life as well. But there was no plan for that. So it was to give his kidney, maybe go back to Nigeria and die. So the system here frowned at that. So they lied about his age. Ekweremadu that wrote the letter that got the boy his visa lied all through. So they waited for Ekweremadu to come to the UK, and upon arrival in the UK was arrested. He tried to wriggle out of it, but the evidence was so much. So they arrested him, arrested his wife, and within 2 weeks of thereabout, they were sentenced to years in jail. So the wife has kind of like finished her own jail term and returned back to Nigeria. And this is how she was received in the market, in one market in Enugu. This is how they celebrated the return of Ekweremadu's wife.
This is audio. This is a break. This is only of the market. The women of Umpa are rejoicing that they had the good news that the wife of the single brothers of Ekweremadu has been released. So we are jubilating in their numbers. Adorium to market. So can we see that the people of Umpa are very, very happy. Having had the good news that the single brothers of Ekweremadu wife has been released. So as you can see, everywhere is very, very hot. And the people are jubilating. Thank you. As we give you more updates from Orium to markets.
New York markets is called. Yeah, you're right. Even the doctor that the doctor that facilitated the whole kind of like arrangement as well is also jailed here in the UK. So the two of them are still in jail. And I think Ekweremadu is due for release in 2027 or 2028, or thereabout. That's that. Anyway, that is that. Let's go to this Abuja-Kaduna road. There is this controversy. It's kind of like real, when this when the supposed arrogant Devulumai is forced to give a rebuttal, automatically means that the controversy is real. So what happened? Last week, or thereabouts, Devulumai, who announced that they've revoked the contracts of some roads awarded to some contractors, including the one they awarded to Julius Berger Construction. And that is the Abuja-Kaduna road, a multi-billion naira road contract that has been awarded for years now, for more than maybe about 7-8 years. But it was never completed. And according to them, the contract was given to Julius Berger. Julius Berger is yet to complete the project, and that means it's behind schedule. Because of this, Devulumai canceled the contract and re-awarded the contract. And he re-awarded the contract of over 60 or 70 billion naira to a company that is not active. So the Arewas, they figured that out and discovered that there is a chance that there is no intention of actually fixing the road. So a company called InfoQuest was given the contract by Devulumai, and people did a quick background check on this particular company that got these tens of billions of naira road projects. And on the current of, what do you call them? CAC, what do you call those things again? Companies Affairs Commission or something. Is that what they're called? The CAC. This is the body that registers businesses in that contraption, by the way. They discovered that the company that they just awarded the contract of tens of billions of naira to has been inactive for years now, right? And then they traced the address, the registered address of this business to a house in Lagos. That is what even makes it more ridiculous, all right? So InfoQuest International Limited registered to somewhere in Lagos. So when they check the address on Google Street View, the picture on the right, circled there, is supposed to be the headquarters of this company, Corporate Affairs. Thank you, Jerry. Corporate Affairs Commission, that's what they are called. The address of this company is, Baba, this house, somewhere in, I think it's somewhere in Surulere, Abiyaba, or somewhere in Lagos. And it's a residential area. Okay? Now, that triggered the Arewas to believe that this particular company is just being used as a conduit, a cover, that it is they have no intention of completing the road, not anytime soon, not under this Tifnumbu, like many other lies that they have been sort of fed. Now, Devulumai had to come out and say something arrogantly as usual, right? His defense. He said, no, I didn't award contract to a faceless company or inactive company. Maybe he can convince you. I'm not convinced though.
I want the press to understand what Daily Trust was talking about was InfoQuest. Somebody went and registered a company called InfoQuest. The company that we recommended for the job is InfoQuest. There is this O and Q. So everything is international limited. So the InfoQuest is what the Daily Trust is talking about. We didn't give our job to InfoQuest. So, but InfoQuest is very smart and very intelligent. When they saw that a company registered InfoQuest to claim their land in Abuja, they went to court and they got judgment in court and they went to the CAC requesting to deregister InfoQuest for fraud. And I have documents to prove that they registered InfoQuest. Q. They just put a small dot on O, and that is what happened. So the Daily Trust owes Minister of Works very deep apology because we didn't give job to the company. They say we gave job. It amounts to demarketing the company. It amounts to inciting, the public against the Minister of Works. It amounts to create doubt in the mind of our boss, Mr. President. So they owe us that serious public apology in at least 5 newspapers. And the company you are talking is not the company we get job. Do not publish anything because if you publish, there will be consequences. And so he did his best. And again, the Daily Trust did not even come to us. We are the procurement entity. They are the reviewing entity, the DPP or BPP. So that's one. Number 2, if you want to ask a different question, you can ask. Because the company that they are talking did not pay tax. It's not the company we gave a job. Is that okay?
Oh dear. That is his defense. And that is to say, how did Q and W, how did they look alike? Info Quest. Info West. You clearly, in your document of contract that is online, said this Kaduna Abuja road is awarded to Info Quest, not Info West. So how can Q look like W? And I was him there saying, no, they just put dots in the O. Okay. If you put dots in O, for example, let's say Info West. So that would be like an Inf West. That means you say in, because it is the O that they put a dot in to make it look like Q according to him. So in. So if it is Info West and the O has a dot inside it to make it look like Q. So that will make it like, it won't be Info Quest. It will be Inf West. That's a QWEST. EST. That is not what your, even though they can easily just kind of like, since they have been caught, and they are the ones that all they have to do is just go and print another one and say, no, we mean Info West. They are the one in charge of the same current affairs, Sabi?